Welcome to back a BikeBeat. This is the new 2026 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. A bike that doesn't whisper legacy, it shouts it from the rooftops with a thunderous Milwaukee-Eight growl and a stance that demands respect even when standing still. The Fat Boy has always been about presence. It's the kind of machine that doesn't just take up space on the road, it owns it. And in 2026, Harley-Davidson has managed to take that raw cruiser DNA and inject it with a new level of refinement, tech, and muscle, all while preserving the essence that's made it iconic since the early 90s. So what exactly is new with this latest iteration of the Fat Boy? First, let's talk looks. Because with this bike, that's half the story. The 2026 model keeps the signature Lancaster solid disc wheels, still 18 inches front and rear, still wrapped in that fat 240mm rear tire and 160mm up front. It's a silhouette you can spot a mile away, wide, low, menacing. But look closer, and the details start to reveal themselves. The lines have been sharpened. The fenders are tighter. The tank now features reshaped shrouds that add an angular, modern touch without straying from the Fat Boy's old-school bravado. Lighting is full LED, now with cornering illumination on some trims, and there's a new streamlined nacelle that hugs the front forks tighter than before. But the real visual treat for 2026? That would be the limited gray Ghost Icon Edition. This version doesn't just use traditional chrome or paint, it features physical vapor deposition finishes, or PVD, that give the entire bike a polished metal look that shimmers differently depending on how the sun hits it. It's not flashy for the sake of it. It's refined aggression. A rolling sculpture that looks like it was carved out of molten steel and attitude. Now let's get under the skin. At the heart of the 2026 Fat Boy is the Milwaukee-Eight 117. That's a 1,923 cubic centimeters V-twin, air and oil-cooled, pushing out roughly 101 horsepower at 4,800 RPM and a monstrous 122 pound-feet of torque at just 3,000 RPM. And this year, Harley has refined its engine mapping to give smoother throttle response across the board. You still get that explosive low-end grunt the Fat Boy is known for, but it's delivered with a touch more grace, especially in slow-speed maneuvering and roll-on acceleration. You twist the throttle, and it responds like a muscle cruiser should, confidently, loudly, and with the kind of punch that'll make you grin every single time. Riding the new Fat Boy is like strapping yourself to a street-going freight train. It's not built for carving corners, and it never pretended to be. But get it on the highway, crack open the throttle, and the sensation of torque unspooling beneath you is something uniquely Harley. The Showa dual-bending valve front suspension and hidden rear monoshock do a surprisingly good job of soaking up bumps, especially for a bike this heavy, around 694 pounds dry, by the way. But make no mistake, the Fat Boy is a big, bold bruiser. It wants open roads and long stretches of highway, not tight urban alleyways or hairpin twisties. That said, there have been refinements to how the 2026 model handles. The rear damping has been reworked to offer better feedback and more consistent road feel. The chassis is a little stiffer, and the ride modes, yes, the Fat Boy now has selectable ride modes, let you tailor throttle response and traction control based on conditions. Sport mode unlocks the beast. Road mode balances things out for daily cruising. And rain mode softens everything up, giving you added confidence when the skies open up. Speaking of confidence, safety tech has come a long way since the last major update. The 2026 Fat Boy includes cornering ABS, electronic linked braking, and Harley's drag torque slip control system that helps manage rear wheel hop during aggressive downshifts. It's not just about going fast. It's about staying planted, stable, and safe while you're doing it. Harley knows its riders want performance, but they also want peace of mind, and this bike delivers both. Hop into the saddle, and it's classic Fat Boy territory. The seat height sits just under 27 inches, giving riders a grounded, in-control feeling even at a stop. The bars are wide, the tank is massive, and there's a welcome mix of analog soul and digital upgrades on the dash. A new screen replaces the older cluster, minimalist, legible, and offering Bluetooth connectivity, turn-by-turn navigation on select models, and customizable display options depending on your ride mode. And because this is Harley in 2026, customization is baked into the experience. You've got options for paint, wheels, grips, foot controls, even exhaust setups direct from the factory. Want it loud? Go Screamin' Eagle. Want it sleek? Black everything out. Want the ultimate in heritage muscle? Grab the gray Ghost while it lasts. Now, let's talk price. The base 2026 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy starts at $22,599. That's for the standard trim in billiard gray with vivid black accents. But if you want one of the premium finishes or the Icon Edition, be ready to climb north of $25,000, especially if you start dipping into performance accessories and comfort packages. It's not a cheap machine, but then again, it's not meant to be. This is a flagship cruiser, a halo bike for those who crave torque, tradition, and timeless style. Riding the Fat Boy feels like you're part of something bigger than yourself. It's not just a motorcycle. It's a symbol. One that's been immortalized in movies, featured in comic books, and etched into the identity of Harley-Davidson for over 3 decades. With this 2026 refresh, it's not just staying relevant, it's roaring into the future without abandoning its past. And that's a rare feat. So who is this bike for? It's for the rider who wants muscle, but not mayhem. Power, but with polish. Someone who wants a bike that draws attention but earns it. You're not chasing lap times with this thing. You're chasing the horizon. You're owning every mile with authority. And if you want a bike that can do that while looking like a 2-wheel tank of chrome and steel, then the 2026 Fat Boy should be very high on your list. But let's be clear, it's not a beginner's machine. It demands a little physicality, especially at low speeds. The clutch is firm, the steering is deliberate, and the overall weight is something you feel every time you park it or push it around. It's a commitment. But if you're the kind of rider who respects that, who welcomes that level of engagement, then this bike rewards you with an experience that's as pure as it is powerful. Final thoughts? The 2026 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy is everything a true cruiser should be: bold, loud, unapologetic, and proud of its heritage. But it's also smarter, smoother, and more refined than ever before. In a world where motorcycles are becoming sleeker, faster, and more high-tech, the Fat Boy stands its ground and says, "Not me. I'm still here. And I'm better than ever." So whether you're a longtime Fat Boy fan or someone considering their first serious cruiser, this bike deserves a test ride. It's not for everyone. But for the right rider? It might just be perfect. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. What's your favorite feature? Would you take this beast over a Breakout or Heritage? And until next time, ride smart, ride free, and keep the throttle wide.